Welcome back to Majestic Mayhem. I'm Death Dealer,
And I'm Pink Piggles.
and I'm looking at the pin for the video.
I didn't even look at it. I got the page open. Hold on.
I don't know where he gets these stills and these pictures from.
Oh, I can't see it now.
I can't.
Now we went live. I can't even see it anymore. Hold on. Oh, come on. You're killing me.
After this,
Did
I'm
we?
sending
Hey,
him
did
a
we?
picture.
Did we piss him off or something? Is he mad at us? This has to be intentional.
I, you know, I'm
What did we
pretty
do to
sure it's
you? What did
just
we
a
do to you,
guy.
Carlo?
I'm pretty sure it's just a guy thing. They're always catching screenshots mid sentence blank.
You're right. Men are never embarrassed by anything. They could be the most jacked up ever, and they're like looking good. They don't care at all. Man, okay, I would just like to say, you're just like, yeah, into the thing, and I'm all puzzled and scrunched up.
We know it's live. We're just giving you a hard time.
Yeah,
Carla.
we know it's live, but Death Dealer saw what you did to us when you put that thumbnail out. Or
It
not even a
popped
thumbnail,
up,
whatever the screen is before it starts.
big screen. I'm dying. I can't stop laughing.
All the things that he could have picked. He scrolled through the videos like, this is the perfect moment.
Next week's thumbnail.
Okay, so do they take thumbnails as the beginning, the middle, the end? We need to find out. So we'll just have like a 30-second pause where we're both just like, we can get good thumbnails in there. We need a
Oh,
whole video of just poses. Every 5 seconds, we do different poses.
do the obligatory 90s shot.
Oh, did you see what he just put? The one before that, Pickles had one eye open. Now I gotta go back. I don't. Thank God I haven't been looking at these. Now I have to.
That's great. Oh, I've said before, he picks the best shots for thumbnails. I don't know where he gets them from, but they are amazing. Yeah, I'm glad I have a twisted sense of humor.
Glad I brought in the running for a beauty pageant here with those thumbnails.
Listen, the pictures my mom posts on Facebook for me for my birthday are, if I were going to be embarrassed about pictures, I would have died from embarrassment
That
years
your
ago.
mom does to you.
Every year she posts the same set of pictures, and one of them happens to be when I was not sober, and I got the hiccups really bad. And one way you can get rid of the hiccups, believe it or not, sober or not, is you can stand on your head. I don't
Okay.
like the pressure on my head, so I do a handstand instead. And she caught me coming down from a handstand mid butt out, like just
Yeah.
face red. The best picture I've ever had. She posted every year for me. Moms, what can you do
Moms.
with them?
Carlos said he can have wigs on the thumbnails. So my mom hates because there's this picture I always use. Got a laptop. This is how many years ago it was. It was like a new thing. There were filters on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So my expression, I'm kind of like, well, I have giant curly hair and these big sunglasses and this like weird like Waluigi style mustache. I think it's hilarious, but my mom hates it so much, which just makes it even better to use.
Mm. I went through a phase where I insisted on doing a head tilt, looking at her because she was forever taking pictures. So there's quite a few series of pictures of me just sitting there like,
Really?
anytime, anytime. She'd get so mad. Straighten your head out. Stand up straight. All else fails, no matter how bad life gets, my back will be straight.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, what did you do this week? Any interesting weather? Tell me it didn't snow. It's too
No,
hot out
no,
here
no,
for
no
there to be snow.
snow, but we've been under drought conditions since last summer.
Mhm.
We are not fully out of it, but we're like not in a drought. We're just like in a things are dry but not drought. But when it rains, we'll get 3 inches of rain in a day, in less than a day. Like we can't get rain spread out over a whole week. So like our grass, I mean, I don't know how our neighbors haven't like been leaving us notes or anything. The lawn guy hasn't come yet. I think because it's just so wet. You can't mow anything. It just ugh. But that's all right. I'll take rain. I'll take rain over snow. Next week, I think it's only supposed to be like 50.
Oh wow.
It's been gorgeous weather outside of the 3 inches of rain that we get every few days. When it's sunny, it's nice.
Yeah.
But next week, I think, or this week coming up, I think it's only supposed to be in the 50s. So I haven't
Oh
put the sweatshirts away yet.
wow. We haven't been. Well, it's been nicer, but it's been getting hot. So I mean, it's Florida. What can you do?
So
100 degrees is normal.
how hot does it have to be before you're like, ugh, it's summer, it's hot?
98.
Oh, see, I'm already done. I'm already toast at that point.
Well, see, when it hits 98, that's a no-go zone. Like, I don't
Okay.
care who you are, no one's going outside. And if you
No.
are, you're going from the house to the car, from the car to the building type thing.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's mess. Let me rephrase that. No one that lives here is playing this game. We're going to have our beaches flooded because of this weather, but no one that lives here is crazy enough because the sand is a nightmare to
Yeah.
step on hot and you can't get away from it. The concrete's a nightmare. Forget about the blacktop.
Yeah.
That stuff melts your shoes. Like I've had that experience. I used to do festivals and stuff, and I bought a pair of brand new shoes to wear to a festival one time because I was like, "Oh, it goes great with the costume. They're comfortable. It'll be an all day thing." My shoes melted
Oh God.
on the
You're just
asphalt,
destroyed.
just trashed. I wore them for like 3 hours and they were garbage. I ended up throwing them. I'm lucky that I brought extra shoes. I
Yeah.
usually, because what I was doing, I always had spares. Yeah, nobody makes anything for this kind of weather. And I'm sure, I know I've heard other states deal with the
You
insanity, and I just feel bad for them because I can only imagine it's dry heat, and that's, I don't know if
dry,
that's necessarily better or worse.
dry heat supposedly feels cooler than humid heat. So that's I've always wanted to go to Arizona just to experience dry heat. I mean, it's still going to be hot, but I want to know how much difference it really makes. I don't know.
I've experienced it once in my life, and it was still hot. It was still
Yeah.
not a fun time for me. So
You need to search for what kind of shoes do people in like Australia buy,
thicker soled shoes.
right? Because I'm sure their heat melts their shoes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it also it was an important lesson for me to learn. Sometimes buying the cheaper product is not the way to go with some
Yeah,
things, because I've bought
they
other
melt.
shoes for those types of events and things and put way too much, what I thought was way too much money for the shoe.
Yeah,
They didn't melt. So, I mean, I did lose quite a bit of sole still because it just rubbed right off on that stuff, but it didn't melt.
yeah.
That's the important thing.
See, if it's so hot that your shoes are melting, like I don't even want to go outside. It's just horrendous to me.
It's interesting. You have to build a tolerance for it. You really, really do. You can't just
Yeah.
go out there and spend, a couple of hours in it and think you're going to be fine. Not to mention a lot of people, uh, there's so much that goes into it that nobody thinks about and that people do not prepare for. What you need to reapply deodorant like a couple times a day. If you're sweating that much, you need to reapply, my friend.
Yeah.
Spare clothes. always a nice thing to have. You don't necessarily need to change your clothes, but I mean, who wants to pull up sweaty drawers? Like
Yeah.
that's nasty. It's gross. I don't care who you are. That's gross. Sunscreen. Everyone seems to
Yeah.
think if you apply it like 2 or 3 times a day, you're fine.
No.
No.
Especially when you're sweating it off.
That's the problem. They don't think of, oh,
Yeah.
my back's sweating, my shoulders are sweating, my arms and legs are sweating. You sweat everywhere. Everywhere. So you sweat all that sunscreen off and you will burn on the backs of your legs.
Mhm.
The face and your shoulders aren't the only places that burn. People have made that mistake walking around looking like lobsters.
Yeah.
Good time. I mean, I appreciate you letting us know you're Taurus. Thank you. Man. I just ask you wear deodorant and reapply it. That's all I care about. Everything else, do you, homie. If you don't want to put on sunscreen,
I think wearing proper deodorant is a good advice whether it's going to be 98 or not 98. That's just kind of yeah, wear enough deodorant and feel free to reapply. You are not only allowed to put it on in the morning when you leave the house, right? Cuz
oh
some people sweat when it's 70.
yeah,
Some people don't sweat till it hits 98. But whatever you are, please
wear your deodorant.
deodorant.
Wear deodorant. As someone who works with costumes and gets up and close to people,
Yeah.
wear deodorant, man. Everybody needs to wear deodorant. Like, I don't care how much personal space you think you have, you can walk into a room and let everyone know you're there. Not in a good way. We will smell you coming. Smell you later coming to mind. Like, wear deodorant. Please, by all means, wash your ass.
Yeah.
Two things.
Again, good life advice even if you don't live in Florida and it's not ever going to be 98 where you live. Good advice.
I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. Common sense with Death Dealer.
I hope that's his screenshot of you going right. That's what he needs to put. Just wait, get mine when I'm looking like a troll, please. So okay, yeah, Milfan said some people don't even soap and water, much less deodorant. There's like a huge debate on Reddit about washing your legs. And do you people are very divided. Do you take the soap and like rub down your legs? Or do you not do that because you put the soap on the top of your body and then the water, like when the water hits you and it runs down, it's going to run down over your legs. So then you don't need to rub the soap on your legs because the soap is going to get there.
We're seriously debating this. This is up
I'm
for
telling you,
discussion.
I've seen a
What
lot
is
of debates
wrong with
about
people?
this.
Listen, there is only one right answer. Common sense with Death Dealer. 2025. You're welcome. Yeah, you take the soap and wash your legs. You take preferably a wash rag and wash your body, including your legs. I mean, you start from the head and go down, like head to toe. That's not up for debate either.
Do you
Don't care what your
wash?
opinion is.
Do you take the soap and wash the bottoms of your feet?
Absolutely. Like, why wouldn't I? Do you not wash in between your toes to get the toe jam? Like, you got to get underneath your toes too to get that toe jam out of there and that funk. Otherwise, you're going to have some
Okay,
stinky ass
this
feet.
may be gross. I do not 100% of the time physically put the soap on the bottom of my feet
Oh,
because I like
man.
slosh around in the soapy water.
Nah, man. You
But I'm
take
also wearing socks, so I'm not like if I were wearing flip flops and my feet are all grimy. Oh yeah, you have to like full on scrub your grimy feet. But if I just have socks, why can't I just slosh around in my soapy water?
because you get sock toe jam in there or the little fuzzies stuck on between your, like, okay, I know
I
that your
don't.
toes don't curl under completely, but like everyone's toes curls just a little bit like this, right? So like, okay. So your toes curl just a little bit like this. You get these little folds here. Wash that. That gets
But I like yeah,
sticky.
but I take my foot and I like squish it in the water, like the soapy water. So like if here's Here's the bottom of the shower. Here's my foot.
Yeah.
Like rub my foot like this in the soapy water. So I'm like using the bottom of my shower as like.
I think the only reason that would count is if you had one of those foot scrubber thingies that you kind of rub your feet across. That would be an acceptable response, some way to do. But I take a washcloth and wash my whole body, and then I wash my feet last. I wash both my legs and then my feet.
So what we've learned today: don't smell my feet. You can smell Death Dealer's feet, but not mine.
I mean, it's another way to get off the dry skin, anything, you know what I mean? Any dirt, anything, any smell.
Okay.
It's just
okay. So you were saying that you wash your legs first and then you go, well, you start at the head and you go on down. So you get to your feet last.
Mm-hmm.
And you really scrub every last inch of your feet.
I take the washcloth and I start with the top of my foot, go around, get in between the toes, and then I wash underneath. And then, yeah, it takes 2 seconds. I honestly don't see it as anything. I don't know. I'm also one of those people, though, that like, I don't feel clean if I don't wash with an actual, like if you just take a bar of soap or some soap on your hand and just rub your body, that's not clean enough for me personally. I feel like I have dead skin and stuff still on me, so I need a washcloth or one of those loofah things. I prefer a washcloth because I can wash them more regularly than a loofah. Loofahs have, since the bacteria studies have come out on those things, they've kind of grossed me out to using loofahs. So
loofahs you like can't
washcloth.
Yeah, loofahs, because I think they're just so hard to like fully rinse, is I think what it is. Whereas a washcloth you could fully rinse, but a loofah you really can't.
I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that people keep them longer than they would use a washcloth, because like I use a washcloth maybe 3 or 4 times and then I take it to the wash and I'll get a new one. Where a loofah, you'd keep it in there for like couple of months or
until the thing falls apart. You're right. And it never goes in the washing machine. That, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah. See, whoa, Milfman. I'm sorry. People are trying to say that you don't need to use soap.
You know, he's saying this is exactly what I've seen too, the debate. You don't put soap, and I'm not saying I do this, you don't put soap all over your body because you put soap under your arms. The whole logic is, and I'm not, other than the bottoms of my feet that I scrub on the shower floor, people are claiming that you don't have to soap everything because if you're shampooing your hair and you're soaping your pits, that soap drips down your entire body. That's the claim that people make.
Huh?
And I'm telling you, people debate it.
Okay.
I'm glad that someone else heard it, so I'm not the only one.
Listen.
I know.
And then he says, I heard a woman tell her husband, you don't need to take a shower. Listen, this specifically goes for men, children, preteens, people that are hormones. You need to wash regularly with soap. There is no debate. I don't care. You can have all the discussions you want. You come to me, near me, around me, and stink to high heaven, bro, I am definitely saying something. I am that petty. I am that rude. You know why? Because you've offended my senses. That since everybody wants to be offended and make it everybody else's problem, I'm offended you stink. How about that? Like, no. You're nasty. You're nasty. You need Jesus, and your mother obviously didn't teach you right, because why are people debating on using soap or showering regular? I thought it was nasty when I started hearing about women not washing their hair for like a month at a time or like every 2 or 3 weeks. But they were at least smart enough to be like, well, I use dry shampoo. I put it up all the time. I mean, we're not rubbing our hair in nasty stuff constantly. So if your hair, you want to be all funky and let your scalp get nasty, that's on you, pimp.
Some people's hair, though, you could tell they don't wash it and like they've been sweating and stuff and it's gross. But I agree, you don't have to wash your hair every day. How often you have to wash your hair really depends on your hair.
Yeah, it just genuinely, and it also depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say someone with extremely curly hair has to wash their hair every day because I know there's a lot of crap that goes into it. By all means, don't wash it for a while. I mean, I wouldn't want to blow dry it every time either. So, but
Yeah, you need to wash your body and you need to use soap.
taking a shower 2 or 3 times a week, seriously, I, you know, I've been saying for like the last few years now that I thought that a lot of Reddit and a lot of uh, "Am I the a-hole" stories were complete fabrication and just absolutely made up rage bait because there's no way people can be this dumb. But you all have proven me wrong. I genuinely didn't. I knew the average person could make some stupid decisions and make some really bad choices. I didn't think it was a collective idiocracy issue. Like, we're slowly moving into idiocracy being a documentary at this point. What the hell? Do we have to make a law telling people to use soap and deodorant? Like, is that what it's
Listen,
going to take?
okay, so on Reddit, this is ages ago. There's that photo of, and I don't know if it's a D&D session, whatever gaming session it is, and there's this big dude sitting in a chair and his butt crack is out. So then there's a guy who's like squatting, like, so we see the big dude's back. There's a guy who's squatting in front of him like this, so the guy's crack is like right behind him. It's become this like giant internet lore meme thing.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, though, at that convention, they actually had to like tell people that like you can't come in if you don't wear deodorant because it stinks so bad from all just the nerds.
I have no words. The disappointment. The See, I've had to have the conversation and tell people to wear deodorant. I don't shy away from it. I have no shame. I genuinely do not care because, as far as I'm concerned, if I have to have that conversation with you, no, no, you should have already been doing it because, especially when it comes to my doing costuming, and that is really the only time I've had to ever tell someone to wear deodorant is when they're doing either, well, yeah, costumes, because fittings I only see it for a few seconds and I usually, woo, I don't say anything directly, but there's signs. They know. But no, for costuming issues and things, I've told them flat out, listen, I genuinely, because there was a girl who used the excuse one time, sorry, she was a young adult, who used the excuse of, I'm allergic to the entire world. She was allergic to way too much crap. And I'm not saying she wasn't. That very well may have been the case. My counterpoint is take some Benadryl.
Well, you got to find what you're not allergic to.
No, because natural deodorant, I don't care what brand it is, I don't care
Well,
how much they're selling, natural deodorant does not work.
no, it doesn't.
Here's the thing, if you genuinely don't want to wear deodorant and you really insist on being like that, you need to clean your armpits with rubbing alcohol every like couple of hours to keep the bacteria from growing.
No,
Because
I'm
the
sure
bacteria will
somebody.
smells.
I'm just saying, I'm sure somebody makes some sort of deodorant for people with allergies. Perry has extremely sensitive skin, and there's a lot of things he can't use. Guess what? He has deodorant that he uses. He found the one that works for him.
And here's the thing, I'm not getting paid to be assaulted. That
Yeah.
is assault on the senses. And because of the job that I have to do, I am sometimes this close to your armpit. And I don't want to be. Trust me. Nobody wants to be. I don't care how good you smell. I don't want to be that close to anybody's armpit or any other part of them. But I have to reach around to do costuming. I have to hold things, pin things, whatever. I'm close in space. I genuinely don't care. There's Benadryl cream. Put that on first. See your dermatologist. get Botox injections. I don't care. My job is not to have to smell you. And then that stuff gets into clothes and just wafts
Yeah.
everywhere. No,
Did
there's
you
no
did
reason
you
for
read
that.
what Milfman's been saying? He said, I actually heard a woman say she only uses soap under her arms and her lady bits every day and only soaps her whole body once a week.
Oh, so she horse showers daily and then takes a real shower once a week. That's gross. That's just
Do
gross.
you know who the Gastineaus are? Brittany Gastineau, I don't know who the sister is. They had a reality show at some point. I don't know if I forget if their mom, I think their mom dated somebody famous. I don't really remember. I'm gonna have to look this up. But anyways, they had a reality show back in the day, and that was the first time I heard the whore bath coined. Because yeah, that's what they did.
uh,
That was from like 20 years ago.
I mean, at least I appreciate that she at least washes her armpits and her lady bits, but I still can't imagine she smells great, and I can't imagine she has many people that want to get close to her. That's just so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, celebrities are nasty. I've already gone down this road. They're disgusting. They have a lot of issues in their own right. I feel
Yeah.
like the more money you have access to, the worse your daily choices become because you lose all common sense. Like money comes in and just brain cells go out the door. I don't know if it's because they're killing off the brain cells. I don't know if they're trading money for the brain cells.
You know what I think it is? Is we all think of things like if I had unlimited money, I could do all these things that are like not socially acceptable and I'd have this money and I could do it. But when you actually have that money, nobody tells you no because they won't want to get cut off. They don't want you to get pissed off and say you're not on my payroll. So no one's going to tell you that you smell. No one's going to tell you that, oh my God, you haven't showered in 3 days and your hair is greasy. No one's going to tell you any of that. They're just going to let you go. And over time, you just lose, like, yeah, you just lose your grip on reality and being a normal person.
It's actually funny because I used to have a friend that was she was definitely the wrong person to have for a situation like that. She didn't care. She'd tell you whatever was off the top of her head. And one of my favorite quotes from her was, I don't have ugly friends. I do not make ugly friends. That was so inappropriate, but hey man, she was telling you exactly how she was going with it.
That's the
Like,
thing, though. You're friends with somebody and you're living the life. Maybe they're not giving you money, but you're getting money by living the lavish lifestyle, right? And all these things. If you say the wrong thing to them, all that's going to be pulled away from you potentially. So that's why people aren't going to say it. It's one thing to say it to your friend who you guys are in the same boat. What are they going? They're not going to cut you off for it, but yeah, if you get to go to all the parties and you're getting flown around in private jets and eating all these, fancy restaurants, you don't want to give that up.
I mean, I'm not going to sell my senses for something like that. I'm sorry, but if every time I come around my eyes are watering, no, I can't. And I don't care if you're buying me. Actually, preferably, there's a lot of that luxury crap I'm genuinely never interested in. I will never waste my time doing a lot of it. Not just because it's all a scam and they don't make it the way they say they make it, but I find a lot of it just so dumb. I can't get over and grasp the concept of spending the equivalent of something you can buy a house for the price you can buy an Hermes bag for. Why would I buy a stupid purse that I can lose or that can break or whatever when I can buy a house?
Because you already own 5 houses. You don't need a six. You're going to buy the purse.
I,
That's why.
I just can't. I don't
Right?
see I just don't see the idea behind.
You
Like
don't,
Hermes bags in particular confuse me to
it's
no
a
end because
status
everybody
symbol.
wants them. You have to go on a waiting list and all this other
Yeah.
crap. And I'm like, I mean,
It's just for you to
they're not even
flaunt.
that great.
It doesn't matter. It's a status. It's just a status symbol for you to flaunt your wealth and your connections. That's
I,
all it is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't have the
Just
cheapest purses in the world. I did pay good money for. I mean, not the best money, but I paid a little bit of money for my purses. I'm going to drive them into the ground. That is my
see,
absolute plan. Is they are going to look like trash by the time I'm done using them. That's
but
the whole
see,
point of it.
but see, that's though because we think like people who don't have hundreds of millions of dollars. If you were a billionaire,
Yeah.
trust me, you wouldn't be running your purses into the ground. You wouldn't be.
I can think of other things I'd rather do. I'd rather buy an amusement park, build an amusement park, make a year-long haunted house. Like I
Oh,
listen, if I had an unlimited amount of money or just even a couple $1 billion, I would literally open a haunted house all year round and I wouldn't charge people to get in and I'd feed them for free. Like, come on, come get scared and have some food. Like after you're done pissing
yeah.
yourself, I'll feed you. That I don't think I would be the type of person to go out and spend a stupid amount of money on. I mean, even Porsches and stuff. I don't think they're great looking cars. I think they're kind of ugly.
Well,
I don't care that they're fast. I think they're ugly.
I think you run out of things to spend your money on. Because I'm the same way. Frank and I were talking about this yesterday. That if I had all this money, that the things I want to buy, like I'm going to buy a $20,000 laser engraver, and I'm going to pay the guy from the company to come out and show me how to use it. Right? I want to go buy a $40,000 UV printer. Like these are the things I'm going to buy. But if I have $1 billion, like we have no concept of how much money that is.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy every expensive item I ever wanted, and I'm still going to have over $900 million. Like it's not going to put a dent in it. And I think that's what it is it doesn't put a dent in it, that you just run out of things to buy and then you just buy stupid things. I don't know.
Buying stupid things, I could absolutely do. I'm not even
Yeah.
denying that I would buy stupid things. I'm just saying the stupid things I would buy, it would be more, it would be less $100,000 purse and more a demolition derby. You know what I mean? Like,
But
I'm going to have fun. I want to be entertained. I don't want to.
but
I
here's the thing, that you're Kim Kardashian. Part of the money you make is because people are photographing you and talking about you. No one's talking about her if she has a Kohl's purse.
mm,
But if she has the Hermes bag or whatever that her
not
kid
true.
draws all over, then that's how you get the magazine spreads. You get the photographs. You get people talking about you. That's part of the brand.
Actually, I think in particular, like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, and them, if they were to wear a cheap Walmart brand or a Ross brand or whatever, I actually think it would be bigger news because people would be like, "Oh my God, billionaire wears regular." I mean, think about it this way: uh,
Very true.
Princess Catherine of Wales, right?
Kate. Yep.
Yeah, okay. When she goes out, a lot of her outfits, they're not necessarily Walmart, but they're like in the $100, $500 range. She wears
Hmm.
really cute clothes, really cute dresses, right? Very versatile for a lot of different occasions. Those dresses sell out because they're more affordable than the average thing. Anything she wears sells out because she wears in the way more affordable than luxury. Like I think the most
Yep.
expensive thing I've heard are like her high heels, and those are like I don't even know what the brand is, but they're not ridiculously
Yeah.
expensive compared to what she could be wearing. You know what I mean? They're not. I don't think she. Oh hell, she probably does wear Louis Vuittons, but still, whatever. It's
If
still a
I
little
had
more
if I
affordable.
had her money, well, one, I'm not wearing heels, but if I had her money, I'm getting custom made shoes to like mold to my feet so they're comfortable, because with her job, you are just standing around and walking and doing things all day. I would not be buying off the rack shoes. I would have custom shoes.
I would have actually no. I would probably get off the rack shoes. I'd own a ton of Capezio shoes. Those are
What
the
kind of
most
shoes?
Capezio. They're dance shoes. They
Okay.
are super comfortable, in my opinion. I'd get a couple of pairs of those and have those for when I had to wear heels. But
If I
I
was a
mean,
royal, could I go on a royal engagement in Crocs? Would that be appropriate? I'd try it.
I mean,
Maybe I just need a little crown gibbets on my Crocs to make it, you know.
I don't see why not. I just think it'd be better off. I think, especially in this economy, you know what I mean? When you see all these people, I, personally, in my opinion, I feel like they're poking and trying to start a French Revolution type thing. Like they want to end up as Marines. Why not?
I'm a billionaire. Do I care about you little plebe over there? No, I don't. I'm living
Keep
my
telling them to
billionaire
eat
life.
cake. Keep telling them to eat cake. It's going amazing. So many people cared about that space trip for that reason right there.
Yep.
We're worried about the eggs and the price of eggs and stuff, but good for you for taking that 4 minute trip.
So I'm with Cerebral Paul. He said, at this place in my life, I can be bought. See, I say there's a price for everything, man. Certain things, nope. But there's a lot of things. Yeah, for a few thousand. Yep, I'm in.
Honestly, I think at this stage in my life, I just want to be mean. So no, I can't be bought. I just want to make fun of people. I I'm doing it equally against everybody. There's no discrimination on my end. Everybody's getting some hate. Full glass of haterade over here. Not a care in the world. You can't buy me because I'd rather make fun of you. But then again, if I didn't care, would I make fun of you? I'd make fun of all my friends.
I don't know. I mean, if someone came to you and said that they were going to give you $10 million, but you can't smack talk them for
Oh, I'm
10
not
million
taking that money because I'm definitely going to get sued for it back. There's no way.
for $10 million, I don't know you. Who are you? I don't know your name. I'll never mention your name again. $10 million.
If I never have to see them again, I can do it. Because if I once I stop talking to somebody, I can forget entirely about them. It's the benefit of living, billion years myself. But who am I kidding? I find most people insignificant. Uh, now, could I get away without it? Like, does laughing at them count as smack talk? Because I do that especially if I get to see it happen in front of me in real time. I will laugh at somebody's dumbass misfortune and I feel sorry about it. That's just me though.
I don't know. For $10 million, I have amnesia. I've never met you. I don't know you. For $10 million, I even will tell people I like you. I don't, right? Like, if it's $10 million to shit, not
Puff
shit talk
Daddy.
someone,
What about Puff Daddy? Cassie couldn't forget him for what,
for
didn't
for
she get
10
10
for
mil?
$10 million, he's innocent and she's setting him up.
Didn't she get 10 mil not too long ago
She
from that whole thing and now she's in
he
court? I feel bad about
he
that whole
got
thing. That's
he
insane.
paid her 20 million. She said, pay me, if you don't settle with me, I'm going public with my
A book,
accusations.
right?
He
Oh,
said, huh, yeah, right. He was dumb because he knew all the things that he did. He's a billionaire. I would have paid the 20 million in a heartbeat.
allegedly.
She says, puts out her allegations, and the next day he paid her the 20 million. But that opened the floodgates that everyone else came. She also settled with the hotel,
Mhm.
with the we all saw the footage, the hotel security footage by the elevators. She settled with them for 10 million. So she got 30 million bucks.
So some people can't be bought because she still went ahead and said, "I'll see you in court, man."
But if he had paid her the 20 million when she initially asked, I don't know if she would have said anything.
Hmm.
Because now it's a criminal trial. I'd speak up. Well, too, if you pay me $10 million, I like you. But then if it comes to a criminal trial, well, you're going down. I'm spilling the beans.
But I have a hard time with it because especially when people do something stupid, I will talk back to people I know when I don't approve of their choices.
If you paid me $10 million, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what choices you make. Keep my mouth shut.
You live a long enough life and pay attention long enough, you can see a lot of futures before they happen. I can't help but sometimes be like, so I know where this is going.
But for $10 million, you can't just sit back and watch it unfold.
No, because I do it for
Don't
free
you have,
already, and it's
don't you have,
ridiculous.
do you have any concept of how much $10 million is?
Yeah, but I've also been on the receiving end of why didn't you tell me if you knew? You've never been told that? If you knew what was going to happen, why didn't you say anything to me? Then you got to look at him and say, because you're dumb and you wouldn't have listened anyway.
Well, I tell you that too. If I had 10 million, see, well, I don't know if I could do this with 10 million. I might need more than 10 million because my goal, like, if I won the lotto and when the jackpot gets up to like $900 million, I want to build a compound.
Mm-hmm.
So the only people that are going to come live in my compound are the people that I approve of, and the only people that I'm going to talk to are the people that I want to talk to.
Yeah, but I don't know what the taxes on that would be, and you're not
Yeah,
getting all that money.
well, that's why I need to win like 900 million, so then I can still come home with like 400 million.
I still feel like that's too much trouble to not be able to talk smack to somebody. Like I find because see what's gonna happen then too is this person's gonna show their whole ass to you after this because they're gonna be like, aha, they can't say anything. And you're just gonna watch this fool make a ton of bad choices.
Well, no, because I'm not going to watch them. I'm just going to walk away. Don't you have any concept of how much money $10 million is, $100 million is? Oh my gosh.
I
You
feel
could
like it's a
just.
lot of money to bring a whole lot of problems. More money, more problems.
That's why hopefully you win the lottery in one of those states where you can anonymously claim the lotto. Because yeah, like Sir X said, every relative's gonna be come looking for you.
Oh, they
Guess
can
what?
come looking. I don't care.
Yeah, guess what? I don't like my relatives. That's cool. And the ones that I like, they're already included in my plans anyways. If I like you, you're included in the plans, but there's only a few of you that make the list. Sorry. I don't
I
think you're
mean,
even watching me, so who cares? But if you are, sorry.
I got
Hopefully you're on the list.
Christmas is gonna get real interesting for a lot of people. That's all I'd say. Just be like, well, never really liked you, so good luck,
Okay.
Godspeed.
Okay. Are you going to give them no Christmas gifts or passive aggressive Christmas gifts?
Oh, you're under the assumption I'm gonna see them at Christmas. I ain't talking to those people no more. Godspeed. You're on your own, homie. I hope you've made peace with whatever God you choose. Next time you see me, you'll be meeting him. I don't know what to tell you. Nah, fun with family. There are very few. Well, I can't say that. I got a really big family, but no, no. I have so much patience, and I can only be the bigger person for so long. And let's be honest, I'm 5'4". How big of a person do you really think I'm going to be? Just say. Listen, just because he produced the song, it was a catchy song. Give me a break, Sir X-Men. I know it's a Diddy song, but it's a catchy song. And it's one everybody grew up with. You can't listen. Did you all stop listening to R. Kelly? Oh, wait.
Are you all trapped in the closet?
I mean, are you never listening to the Isley Brothers again? Because they did a record with R. Kelly? Oh, wait. Just saying. Just saying.
Mr. X-Men said it would be like if you weren't there for me if you weren't around. I can't read and I can't talk. If you weren't there for me normally, You can't be there for me when I'm rich, is what he's saying. I'm not even going to look at it again because I'm going to read it wrong again. That's why I'm building the compound. The only people who are allowed on my compound are the people that I invite. Because all you other people, get out of here. And the only people who are coming and going from the compound are like delivery drivers. And then I said, we don't even need like DoorDash or anything. Because let me tell you, we're going to have a guy in the payroll. It's better than DoorDash because I'm just going to text the dude. Then I'm going to be like, hey, I want you to go to these 5 places. And I'm just going to have someone on payroll who's going to go get it for me. It's going to be amazing. My real dream in life is I need a dude. Right? Like the faucet's dripping. I just don't want to deal with anything ever again. The faucet's dripping. I'm going to text the guy and be like, faucet's dripping. He's going to figure it out. I don't care if he fixes it. I don't care if he hires the plumber. I'll pay the bill. I just don't want to deal with it. Anything that goes wrong, I'm just going to text the dude and be like, fix it.
You need a dude that knows all the dudes, takes care of all the dudes.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, he doesn't need to fix it at all. He has to deal with it and organize it, do all that stuff. Schedule the appointment, be home when the guy is there, make sure it works. Because you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be playing video games, making crafts, watching movies.
Yeah. I mean...
I will not be dealing with the plumber.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Yeah, there's things I wouldn't want to deal with. There's a lot of things I wouldn't change, though, too. Because I don't... I'm too picky. I like to control certain aspects too much of my day-to-day life. So, no, I don't want you doing certain things for me. Get out of my face. Everyone has their own thing, though.
Doesn't matter. I'm never winning the lottery, so I won't find out. But wouldn't that be nice if I did?
Never say never. I mean, you have to play the lotto, too. Do you play the lotto? Because you have to play the lotto to win the lotto.
Your ticket. On only one of these tickets, I think I won $4. I mean, I don't play often. I occasionally play because it is. I gotta be in it to win it. No. I don't want Angie's list my phone. That's the whole thing. I don't want to do the work. My dude could have Angie's list on his phone.
I want to call someone, tell them what I'm dealing with, and then have them deal with it and find someone to fix it. Or,
thank you.
Do those things. I get what you're saying. Like, I want one person that I have to call. Like, right now, I use Dreadpool. If I have a problem, I just call. I'm just kidding. I wish it were like that all the time. But no, I mean, there's certain things that when things go wrong, I call him. I don't deal with certain issues. I just...
But see, like, okay, our water heater in January, Perry's in the back, in the basement here, and he goes, the floor's all wet. And I'm like, what? So I come, and I look, and I'm investigating. Oh, crap, the water heater's dripping. So now I gotta call the plumber. I gotta deal with getting the plumber to come out. Of course, the thing, it's a manufacturing defect, has to be replaced. Then I gotta make a decision on, okay, what are we doing? What's like, there's different things you could do. What are we doing? Then, the guy's gotta be here. He's gotta do the work. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of steps. It wasn't hard. But I just don't want to deal with it.
See, and then it's where there's certain, like I said, certain things I don't deal with. Absolutely, Mo. For my cars, for instance, you know what I've never do? I don't touch them. I can if I have to. I do know how to do a little bit of car work. I obviously know how to change a tire and things, but I don't do those things. I call Dreadpool for those things. I let him deal with those things. That is not a me problem. That's a him thing. When I get a new phone, you know who goes to the store to get them? Not me. I haven't gone to pick out my own phone the last couple of times. I just don't care enough.
Harry deals with electronics, and the other stuff, I deal with it.
See, I don't think he trusts me to deal with a lot of that stuff, though. I deal with a lot of the plumbing issues, but yeah, certain other issues. Yeah, no, I don't think he trusts me to deal with them.
I think Perry just doesn't want to have to deal with me questioning and looking over his shoulder and being a backseat driver. So he just lets me do it.
See, that's where I like to give those really old fashioned wife comments of, I don't know, my husband deals with it. That is my favorite thing to say to those people, especially when because they're always trying to sell you crap. Like, let me get you a new phone plan. What's your car insurance? What's this? What's that? I don't know. My husband deals with it. Not my thing. Sorry, can't help you. Now, is it a complication because I don't necessarily know everything? Yeah, maybe. But it also leads to I don't have to deal with anything if something happens. So, I mean, is that really a con in this? No, not really. I could forever just be like, I don't know. Works for me.
No, well, I had to say Perry placed all the dials in his car and his dashboard. I was like blown away that he did all that. He's like, yeah, watch a YouTube video, but like he didn't know how like we were mounting TVs, and he didn't know how to mount the TV, how to measure it, level it, how to put the little box to put the wires to the wall. Like I know how to do all that stuff. So like I taught him. Now he does it. Now he's a pro at it. Well, I didn't teach him. I basically forced him to do it. I was like, "You're gonna do this. You're gonna learn." But I showed him once. Like he's a pro at it. He's great. It's just he never did it before, But I don't like he doesn't care about that stuff. But like I like tinkering with things. Like my dad and I, the two of us built the deck on our house. We replaced it. Like I'm out there ripping the old deck up, cutting boards, putting new boards down. Right.
Mm-hmm.
For Perry's shop, when we had to help rip things, I forced Perry to help knock a wall down. He was nervous, and I basically like shoved the sledgehammer in his hand and told him he had to do it. I made him fire the nail gun. He only did it once.
Too many times. Triple has arrived. I said its name too many times. It's like Beetlejuice. No, there's a payoff. Everybody has a payoff, especially when it comes to relationships. I feel like there should be some kind of payoff. Not everybody has to do everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There are things I don't want to do. That's the that's the benefit of having Dreadpool. I don't have to do things. He doesn't have to do things.
Did you just read the comment in the chat?
No, he's not my slave. He's my assistant on certain subjects. I was giving you credit, Dreadpool, for the fact that I don't have to do a lot of things. There's certain things I don't do. I don't know anything about it. I just kind of deal with things. I mean, but there are certain things that he doesn't have to deal with that I do on a regular basis. So I feel like it's a pretty good trade-off. I do car loop at school every week, Monday through Friday. That is a nightmare, okay? I also do school shopping. I do dinners, lunches, breakfasts. There are plenty. I do the grocery shopping. A lot of it, not all of it. He does some of it. I can't lie on that one. He does shopping too. There's a trade-off. There are certain things I just don't like. Listen, when it comes to getting an oil change, I'm not interested in sitting there. I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk to them because the sales guys always come around and they're like, "So, do you want to look at some new cars?" I didn't want to look at this one when I bought it. How about that? I'm not interested at all in going to get an oil change. So yes, Dreadpool does those things.
So Perry and I, this is years ago, Perry and I got in a fight. I don't even know what we were fighting over. And he said something about, I don't know what he said to me. And I just looked him right in the eyes and I go, if you wanted a housewife, you would have never married me. And he just looked at me and he was just like he knew I got him. Like that just kind of like ended the whole thing right there. Like just like diffused the whole situation because I'm not cooking for him. I'm not cleaning. I'm not, yeah. And I'm not doing his laundry. Well, actually, I did his laundry because I went to go do my laundry and his stuff was already in the washing machine, so obviously I left it in there. But I mean, I'm not collecting his laundry and doing it for him. No.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Listen, I will never claim to be a good housewife.
No.
That no, no. I'm a good wife. That's about all I got for you.
Yeah, I'm a
I'm
good
not
wife too.
perfect.
Not
I
not
do
a, not a
not do
housewife. No.
I do not do baking from scratch or any of that nonsense. I don't get around the holidays and do homemade cold remedies and no. You want a homemade cold remedy for
Yeah.
me? I got whiskey for you and some honey. Enjoy. Used to work back
See,
in the day.
yeah, see, all that kind of stuff, like I hate that stuff. Like if you tell me go vacuum the floor, I don't want to vacuum. I don't want to dust. But you know what I want to do? There's a storm coming and I'm outside in the yard and I'm checking all the gutters and I'm putting the gutter extensions on and I'm picking up, make sure the leaves aren't doing things. I'm outside putzing around, cleaning up, preparing for a storm. But yeah, don't ever give me a vacuum.
See,
No.
and I don't want to do the gutter thing. So, and I'm
Um,
also again shorter than the guy that's over 6 feet tall. Takes me a few extra steps to get on that ladder than it does him. So he does the gutters, and I make sure we have hurricane snacks. I feel like that's a real
yep,
even trade right there
that
because we're
is. That
gonna
is.
waste food. Okay,
One
that is what's important. That's more important than him cleaning out the gutters. In all honesty,
true. No, I agree.
food and drinks
Snacks.
are way more important. Gutters can fall off for all I care. As long as I have snacks, we're fine.
See, one of the best gifts Perry ever got me for Christmas, hand truck. I was so excited they got me this hand truck. I still use it to this day. I put new tires on it last year. I love it. It's amazing. I still brag about it because it's a hand truck, but then it has like a little lever so like it folds out so it's like a long thing with four wheels. Dude, it's awesome. And
Oh, that's
you
too funny.
think, oh, what do you use a hand truck for? That's what you say when you don't own a hand truck. But when you own one, trust me, you move everything with it. I love it so much.
I've
For Valentine's
tried.
Day this year, he got me a measuring tape. So it's a regular measuring tape and it's a laser measuring tape all in one. It's my Valentine's Day gift. It was awesome.
That is cool though. I get it. I get it. The only time I really use a hand cart or anything even similar to that is in September when I'm dragging props around. But even then, it's sometimes it's easier for me to just grab something and just sling it.
Yeah.
I also like to do this neat trick where I throw things. If I know it's not breakable, I will absolutely just pick up a body and just chuck it in the general direction
Yeah.
of where I need it. I'm not carting this thing around. Chuck. So yeah, those,
Yeah,
those
dolly. A hand truck, a dolly, same thing. I have one. I've had it for over 10 years. Like I said, it's amazing. One of the best gifts he's got me.
hey man, tools are useful. Whoever said women don't want tools doesn't know a woman because I'm pretty sure we all want some tools at some point for different reasons. I know
You,
I need them.
do you know what I bought last year and I like hemmed and hawed? It wasn't expensive. It was only like $100, but I was like, "Oh, do I need it?" I totally needed it. I'm so glad I bought it. I bought a mini chainsaw. It's a 5-inch long chainsaw. It's amazing.
That sounds so cool. I think
Dude,
I
it
want to get
is.
one now because
Dude, it is.
that's got to be so much easier than the regular size
Yes.
chainsaw. Because oh my
It's
god, those
battery.
things are
It's
not.
battery powered.
Uh,
It's amazing. It can actually cut some like decent sized branches too. And actually worked out. So last year I had surgery. So we had to leave the house like 5 in the morning to go down to the hospital for surgery. And I was like really panicking over this.
mhm.
We had a huge storm come through. So 10 o'clock at night, the storm comes through and I hear all these branches falling. So like 10:30, 11 o'clock, I go out to the driveway. The biggest branch in the world is on top of my car. I can't get to the car.
Mhm.
I like walk all the way around. I can't pull this branch out to the street. So here I am at 11 o'clock at night with my little mini chainsaw cutting up this branch so I can drag it out to the curb so that we could use the car in the morning. And like I said, I'm like whacked out of my mind. And Perry's just like, oh, okay. have fun as he's watching me. And I don't know what I would have done, but like this little mini chainsaw. Oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. And I just trim things just to trim things. It's awesome.
Oh, that probably would have come in use last year
Yeah.
after we had that storm because I had a couple of trees come down in my area for my trail. So yeah, getting those moved was just such a pain.
Look into it. It's an amazing purchase.
I
Put it
think
out
I'm
there. It's
going to.
5-inch chainsaw.
Although I guess I don't know. It's one of those things of like, if I get it, I'm for sure going to get hit by a storm, and there's for sure going to go some trees are going down.
Yeah.
If I don't get it, am I going to regret not having it? I don't know. I don't know.
I said I trim things that don't necessarily need to be trimmed just because I can. Because I have it.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh. So, speaking of those, it seems like scenarios that we got lucky at least you did not being in the car when the tree fell, or the tree not going the other way.
It is, and it didn't damage the car. It just, like fell and it just blocked everything and but it all worked out, and then I got to have fun with the mini chainsaw, so it was amazing.
Nice. That's too funny.
So speaking of all these things that could go wrong, this week, right? This week you saw the new Final Destination, so I want to hear all about it. No spoilers, everyone. Don't worry, we're not going to ruin it because we're all going to see it at some point, I'm sure. So I do love to feel the power of the chainsaw in my hand. It's amazing. And the mini chainsaw makes the exact same noise as a giant chainsaw. It's awesome. Man, I'm going to have to go cut some things up this week now. Carry on. Sorry. I got
Might want to watch Final Destination 2 before you do that. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I went and saw Final Destination. Finally got around to it. I was gonna go watch it on Thursday night. I ended up not being able to, unfortunately. And then Friday, obviously, I did iconic video games, so I wasn't able to do it. But I went today with Dreadpool, as a matter of fact, and I gotta say, it's a nice addition to the series. I am, however, extremely disappointed that I saw the trailers before I went to see the movie. I wish I'd never seen any of the trailers.
Why?
Because the only thing that might have been new is in the trailer. It's not. Listen, Final Destination is Final Destination. Okay, we're not deviating from the plot line. Somebody escapes, a group of people escape death. Death comes for them one by one in a chain reaction. This has been for 5 movies.
Yeah.
We are on number 6. They are not deviating from this line. So there is no shocker in the storyline, right? But there is some interesting details that they've added to the lore that I feel the trailer kind of gave a few of them away that was highly disappointing to know about beforehand. We talked about this the other week, and I said either the trailers give you absolutely nothing, so you don't even have a clue who's in the movie, or they show you the entire movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
You can't win for losing on that one. It's just, it is worth
definitely disappointing.
Though. Yeah, it is worth seeing though.
Is it worth seeing in the theater, or can we wait to watch it at home?
It depends on if you want to see, because I'm sure people are going to start making shorts of the kills and that stuff soon. They're going to be making as much a spoiler as you can for a Final Destination movie. So it depends on whether or not you're concerned about somebody ruining anything, so much as the kills. Like everyone goes, I personally, again, I know the plot line. I'm going to go see the interesting ways we do the Rue Goldberg murders.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go see. So I wanted to see it so nobody ruined the kills for me, the chain reaction of the kills. I find that the funniest part usually. And not disappointed. Whether or not you choose to go to the theater, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I do have to say the bad point for me, you could tell all of the special effects were CGI, and it's even worse in this movie than previous movies
Oh,
because with some
okay.
of the other movies, they actually shot practical effects scenes and then layered CGI on top of them.
Yeah.
So the scenes do look a little less bad, you know. I don't want to say less fake because they're all fake looking at this to an extent. Some just look better than others. These are very computery, and it's some of them I kind of felt like they were shooting a 3D movie. They just quit halfway through. They were like, "Nah, we're not. We've changed our mind. We're not doing this
Yeah.
anymore." Because a few of them were like, "That'd probably be really cool in 3D." Why they insisted on doing some of them that way, I don't know. A back shot, like a backup scene, would have been probably more effective in some of those
Yeah.
cases versus a close up. But you know, I'm here for the
Okay.
kills. That's all I care about.
Do you need to watch the first 5 movies before you watch this movie?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
mean, if you wanna catch all the little Easter eggs throughout the movie, because they do reference each movie in some way. They're very small things. Like I guess I could. This is not a. It's not a spoiler. A log truck goes past, and anyone who knows, that's the second movie. That's the big
Yep.
accident for the second movie is the log truck. So there's a log truck that goes by. I mean, it's various things like that.
Okay.
They show they're like, oh hey, reference guys, remember this over here? Final Destination remembers. Do you remember this over here? Final Destination remembers. So it was nice they had those little nods to the previous movies, and they didn't necessarily try to change any of the lore. They did just continue adding to it, so it's not, and it's not more convoluted than it ever was. It's not turning into Saw where we've got 50 different people and
Yeah.
backstories going, and we don't know which one's against which one because they're all partners, but this one doesn't know about this one, and this, you know what I mean? We don't have to keep it straight.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So there's that at least.
Okay. So, yeah, because I still haven't decided yet if I'm going to go see it in the theaters. Because, like I said, the theater is 30 to 40 minutes away from me. So it's, if the theater were right by my house still, I'd probably go see it in the theater because it'd be simple. But I don't know if I want to go to a theater that I have to like put the effort into it and go.
I mean, it's a Final Destination movie. It's not the worst thing if you want to wait until
Yeah.
it comes out. Because, I mean, especially for someone like you where the theater's not that close. You got to take, what is it, like a 2 hours, right? Is it two
No, no,
hours?
no, no. It's 30 to 40 minutes away. So it's
Oh,
round trip. Round trip. It's over an hour. Round
mm,
trip. So it's not like it's super far away, but it's also not around the corner. You know.
yeah. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. I don't know. Like I said, it's not something, like I said, I don't see necessarily as spoilers, so I wouldn't be too concerned. I just wanted to see the kills myself.
Yeah.
But I don't think I
Okay.
would have been disappointed if I hadn't have gone to see it in the theater just yet. But that's one of those movies I get excited to go see. There aren't many of those nowadays, and I'll be
Yeah.
honest, a lot of movies I'm not interested to go to the theater to see it because it's just too expensive to go in to see it. And a lot of new movies have been so disappointing.
Yeah.
It's just, and they've changed that rule now. You can't go and ask for a refund. I think it's like more than after 15 or 20 minutes into the movie anymore. Wow. So,
Yeah. See, like I wanted to see Until Dawn, but that got very mixed reviews. So it's like, well, I'm definitely waiting for that to come out and watching it at home. But that's a
yeah.
good point too, because like Perry, Whether he would watch Final Destination at home, I'm not sure, but he's not really interested in those movies. So like he wouldn't even come to the theater with me because he just doesn't care enough about it.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing too. Then if I wait till it's at home, then I can watch all of them and just binge watch.
I mean,
Just
that
spend the week
honestly would
watching
be the
all of
perfect.
them.
That would be probably one of the best ways to watch it
Yeah.
because I haven't watched some of them in quite a while. So as I'm sitting there watching the movie, I'm like, okay, I think I know which one this one's
Yeah.
like. I know what that Easter egg's from. Okay, wait a minute. No, it's this movie. I got that wrong. So watching them all in a row would probably be fun and interesting, especially since 5 ties the first 4 all together
Yeah.
anyway. So, I mean, like I said, this one does a pretty decent job of adding to it. It doesn't necessarily deviate, complicate things. And like Super Paul said, it was a very nice send off for Tony Todd. It really was. Because anyone who watched the other movies, he's in almost he or his voice is in almost every one of those movies. And they did his scenes really well. I think his was really good, and I think the way they tied him into it was well done, very tasteful. But you also will understand why you're not going to see him anymore. So that was nice.
Okay, so here's the $1 million question. Did you get your nachos?
Oh yes, I did. Yes, of course I did. Why wouldn't I get my nachos?
That's all we need to know.
Yeah, I got nachos and popcorn. I got a large order of nachos and popcorn, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
Dreadful.
I love movie theater popcorn. I love it.
I'm just there for the nachos, man. My favorite would probably be, I'm not even gonna lie, it's the truck scene from the second one. That log truck. That terrified me in a whole new way that I had ever been traumatized before, to the point. And then what solidified it is knowing how often logs will like slip on the log trucks. Yeah, that's just whole new thing. Whole new thing. But I'm not gonna lie, I've got a few new traumas from this new one. I I did not think I could still be traumatized like that. I didn't think I could. And Final Destination Bloodlines was like, you know what? Hold your drink. I'm going to show you something new. And I walked out and told Dripple, I was like, yeah, I got a new phobia. Got a new one. Not thrilled about it. And when you see the movie, you'll know. I'm pretty sure just about everyone's going to have that same one after me. Let me rephrase it. Anyone over the age of 40 is going to have that same phobia as me. I don't care who you are. So
Milfman asked earlier is what franchise had the more iconic kills or death scenes with Final Destination or Saw movies. And I said, I think one of the most iconic scenes of all times in these types of movies is the log truck scene. Only because even if you've never seen the movie, you've probably heard about it. You probably know about it. And that's when people talk about Final Destination, that's like the most common scene that people talk about. And I feel like that it just resonates with people and it sticks with you. And I think because it's somewhat plausible. And we've all had those thoughts, right? You're driving down the highway and you think, oh, what if this happens? Right? And then it happened.
yeah, I mean, I would say Saw's grittier in the fact that it's a different way to torture someone. It takes your impulsive thoughts and puts them on a screen, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, these are some of these things like, I don't know, you've thought about like Man, I'd like to take that SOB, just turn his neck at a 180. Saul did it. I mean, I would love to gut that SOB, or better yet, make him gut himself. Saul did it. That's your intrusive thoughts on
Yeah.
steroids. Saul is your intrusive thoughts on steroids. Final Destination is 1,000 ways to die.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. Nobody's necessarily setting it up, but we all know it's going to happen. It's a Rube Goldberg situation. And the craziest part about it is, and I actually had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day when I was talking about the movie. If you think about it, while the scenarios themselves in the movies are kind of outlandish, okay, like let's take oh goodness gracious, the teacher from the first one, Miss oh good lord, why am I can't think of her name now, doesn't matter. Teacher from the first one, her cup cracks and starts leaking alcohol. The stove catches fire, or no, her computer screen cracks and starts a fire. She goes to pull a towel to stop her bleeding, and she has a bunch of knives fall on her, and then her house blows up because of this, that, and insane. And you're all thinking, nobody's going to do that. But crazy things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, while they're not always the most realistic, some of the ways that they manage to have people accidentally get knocked off, well, I mean, it happens. A train hitting a car with somebody inside of it. We just had that happen last month.
Freak accidents happen all the time.
Yeah, I mean, so Final Destination's kills are a little more memorable than Saw. Like I said, Saw's your intrusive thoughts winning. Final Destination is just having a really bad day.
Yeah. Anthony's hanging out with Perry and Frank and Fred today. They're building a computer, and Anthony's a big horror guy, and he was saying that Saw is all about torturing people, and so it's just like a completely different style of how you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Axel, we're not talking about that.
I don't know. I want to say that everyone knew that you were humming the underground level of Mario. I mean, right? Like everyone knew what you were humming. So obviously not the worst.
Oh god. Yes, Mrs. Newton, that's what her name was in the first one. Miss Newton. Jim says the guy with the weight machine in part 3. How does that happen? You know what? That was crazy. That one was interesting. I'm not even gonna lie. Although I'll be honest, the first time I saw that movie, I saw that one in the theater too. I actually kind of laughed when that happened. It just almost seemed kind of comical because he's like, you can't. He says something like, "I'm invincible" or something along those lines, like you can't get him or whatever. And then all of a sudden, it's just like smack. Like, man, you thought wrong, buddy. You were wrong. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. Which the new one still has those moments of like, it's horrifying but funny at the same time. There's somebody in particular when you're watching it, you're waiting for them to die. They have to. Everyone. It's a requirement for movies now. I don't care what anybody says. You have to have at least one character everyone's waiting to die. Final Destination has that one character. Luckily, they are not in the movie very long. But trust me and believe when I say, when that fucker died, everybody was laughing and clapping and was like, yes! It was. I don't think nobody in the theater didn't not laugh. Everybody laughed. I laughed my ass off personally. As soon as it happened, I was like, ha ha! Finally! That's that character. And that's another one of the, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about when you see him. I'm not going to say any more than that because if I do, I will give away exactly. But trust me, as soon as you see that character, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You're welcome.
Yeah, Axel said, yeah, there was a. Have you seen the photos? There was a log truck that had the Final Destination ad on the back of it, which is just genius marketing. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
genius.
Oh yeah. No, that was probably some of the best marketing. Although I think what would have made it even more top notch is if they had actually taken a real log truck and just wrote like engraved Final Destination on some of the logs that were on the
Oh
outside
gosh.
of the truck, that that would have been awesome. Not even gonna lie. That probably would have caught my attention. The log truck itself, because it was just like box truck on the bottom
Yeah.
and they had like 4 or 5 logs stacked on top. And I was like, that's pretty funny. That's intriguing, but we have real log trucks. Why didn't you rent one of those in Great Final Destination Bloodlines in 2 logs on each side, 4 logs total?
Yeah.
You could have scared the piss out of so many people in one foul swoop. And I bet you that would have gone worldwide. Like that would absolutely skyrocket sales because I mean I would have been in the theater Thursday for sure. I would have dragged my ass to the theater on Thursday if they had done that because I'd be like, no way, that's amazing. I have seen a log truck in person. So I'm saying I don't see why they didn't just take a real log truck. I mean, they're not safe. I get it, but
Maybe
they're the ones
liability is the
that pointed
reason.
it out to a lot of people. Just saying.
So you remember Paul likes a racetrack scene based on a real event. I don't remember which one, what that was. So this is why I have to go back and rewatch all of them because I don't remember a lot of it. But then I'm going to see it and be like, oh yes, that's what it is.
That one, the one with the racing, is 4.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's actually one of the worst ones because I just didn't like any of the characters, and too many of them made it to the end. That was just my opinion. But
Sir X-Men likes all the kills in Nightmare on Elm Street. He said, "Do you remember the blood gushing out of the hole in the bed?"
Johnny Depp's murder scene. Yeah, that was an impressive, and the way they did it's even cooler. I love the way they did it.
How'd they do it?
They took a room and they put it on I don't like a machine of some kind, and they actually turned the room upside down. They did it for the same thing for Chrissy when they kill her in the beginning.
Okay.
They took the room and put it on I'm trying to think I'm not thinking of the words right now. Platform, and they turned the platform so the room actually was completely upside down. When she's crawling across the ceiling, she's actually now crawling across the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
They essentially did the same thing for Johnny Depp's because they had to have the blood come down and wash out, and they used a stupid amount of fake blood for that. The only other movie that I'm aware of that probably used more blood in one scene like that at one shot was The Shining, the elevator scene.
Okay. Yep.
They used a stupid amount of blood for that one too.
I liked when the guy had the cochlear implant, but it's like alive on him. I thought that was a good one.
Oh, those movies are fun.
Oh, a gimbal. The gimbal is what moves the camera, right? Because the gimbal, you can move the camera and keep it steady.
I don't know. I'm usually building things to keep them in place, so I don't.
Like I don't deal with things that rotate around.
I don't really do the rotating thing. I don't know.
This question's for you. How would you rank Scream 6, Halloween Kills, and Final Destination Bloodline?
Oh, that's really easy. Halloween Kills, Final Destination, Bloodlines, Scream 6 is way on the bottom of my list for a number of reasons.
Do you like the other Scream movies?
I like. I appreciate the first three. The fourth one's tolerable. Five and six, I just felt like I appreciate they tried to bring it in for a new generation. Those two movies are not made for me. They're not. I'm not their target audience.
Okay.
They're not making they did not make those movies for people who were necessarily fans of the other movies. They're making those for the next generation of horror fans, which I can appreciate because it had a lot of more modern references to it, which, you know, again, great. It's just, it's not made for me. I don't care for them. They're not the worst, but when I go to rewatch a Scream movie, do I pick them in the lineup? No, no, not at all. I'd rather watch the first three and cut them off, be done. Maybe the fourth one if I'm feeling like I need to have some entertaining, more humor than murder. But
Yeah, Hollywood really, like, just because a movie makes money doesn't mean that you need to make 30 more of them. And they very rarely know when to stop making movies. And they don't do a good job of how can I keep the franchise going or even kind of reboot it, but not just completely kill off all the goodwill that we've already had. Like, I like how they've been doing the recent Ghostbusters movies because I think that that's a good tie-in to the original movies that everyone loves,
mhm.
but you're now bringing it into a new direction and now you're allowing it to be its own thing. So you've rebooted it, but it's not a full reboot. You know what I mean? You've just kind of transitioned it. And I think people aren't good with how do we transition it to open it up into a new set of movies. Because you can't just crap all over everything that everyone loves, or you can't act like it didn't exist.
Well, I feel like, in my opinion, that's kind of what five did. Is I appreciate that they tried to introduce a new generation of characters. I appreciate that they wanted to try and build off of the old characters without having to actually use them. Do I think if they were going to bring back a few of the old cast, they should have brought back the living? Absolutely, but neither here nor there. My issue mainly with number five is all of the characters shit on screen as a whole. They shit on everything.
Yeah.
The opening of that movie shits on screen. It's a parody of a parody of a parody of a parody. How many times do we have to watch a movie opening, a fake out scene, another movie opening? Like, for real? No. But again, it wasn't made for me, I don't think. This
Yeah.
is made for the bodies crew, the hysteria, paranormal activity lovers. And somebody's got to watch this shit. It ain't going to be me, but somebody watches it. Sorry, I'm sorry. If you like those things, good for you. Everybody has an opinion. I like shitty movies too. There are plenty of movies I love that you could shit all over. My favorite series is Halloween. I'm the first one to say I like shitty movies. No, but I consider the Ghostface costume an icon, but Ghostface is a character himself. No, he's not. The voice is iconic. What's your favorite scary movie? That's iconic,
Yeah.
but it's disappointing we still don't have an app to change our voices like that after all these years. I've been waiting for years for that. Color ID sold more because of those movies, but yet I still don't have a voice changer to make me sound like the Ghostface character. If anyone should be allowed to ask what's your favorite scary movie, it should be me. Hmm.
See, I can't even do the voice. Hello, Sydney. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it sounds like a chain smoker. Two packs of cigarettes a day, menthol. Hello, Cindy. I want to play a game. No, that's Saw. What's your favorite scary movie?
Can you imagine if they made the movie and that's the voice that was dubbed into it?
That would be funny.
Oh.
That would be
Could you? Yeah, you need to just re-speak all the lines so we could dub that in. That would be amazing. I want to hear. I just want to hear. In the movie, he pops up. Hello, Sydney.
I was actually thinking, what if we go the opposite route? If we go like the oh gosh, the character from Family Guy, I think it's Hubert, the high pitch. What's your favorite scary movie? You're gonna die not listening. That would be funny. You know what? Scary Movie missed a huge moment with that one. Not even gonna lie, Scary Movie should have done that.
Oh.
I wasn't saying the original Halloween was crap. I was saying some of the Halloweens. We don't talk about 5. We don't talk about 4. They don't exist to me.
I think it was the last one that had that really awkward and incredibly way too long dance scene in the bar. I forgot the rest of the movie because that's all I can think about. Because while we were sitting there watching it, I was like, wow, this is really bizarre. This is just not fun. And then it was never ending. And I'm like, are we still watching this? Did something happen? Are we on a loop? Like, why is this still going on? I don't understand. Yeah.
Oh, it's too funny.
Yeah. That was way too long. And just
I
weird.
get it. I get it. There's been a few scenes in some of the Halloweens that I felt are way too awkwardly long, and yeah, the dance scene was up there with the new ones. That was definitely. Although I have to say, like one of the funniest controversies about the Halloween movies was apparently someone got offended that wasn't he the guy was a firefighter recruit and didn't pass the schooling for it. I guess he didn't pass
Okay.
training for it. He took offense to the new Halloween movie because Michael Myers slaughters like an entire firehouse pretty much because they come out to
Yep.
put out the fire, and he just demolishes them, right? I mean, listen, it's like one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. I watched that opening scene. Well, it's not an opening scene, but I watched it. I was in awe. I was like, this is amazing. It's everything you want from Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry they were firefighters, but I'll be honest, I'm not going to see anybody but Mikey in those movies. Like, I want my dude to just, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde it up, / Hulk, smash things. So him demolishing all the firefighters was great, and it was so well shot, beautifully well done. I mean, the whole thing was very, very beautiful. Okay, how you look at it. Apparently, though, this one recruit flunky decided, though, that it was insulting to firefighters, and he was going to make a petition to have them take the movie back and cut that scene out, da-da-da-da. Well, this is where the funny and the controversy comes. I mean, it's already hysterical that a flunky's trying to make an opinion. Bro,
Yeah.
you're not in this club. You don't get a say. But I digress.
He's trying to use that to get back in the club.
Yeah. But the funny thing is there were a couple of firefighters on like TikTok and YouTube and things that actually came out and said, are you kidding me? Like, as an actual living, breathing, real life firefighter, if you ask me if I have a choice between Michael Myers killing me or having an accident in a house that kills me, I'm going with Michael. That's like an honor to be killed by Michael fucking Myers. And it's just funny. And so many of them said the same thing. It wasn't just like one or two guys. There were multiple people that just came out and said, no, we have no problems. Like, this is amazing. Like, we're getting a little love. We're getting on we're on the screen. We're getting representation on the movie. What are you complaining for? Like, we're not burning up in the fire. Like, what's the problem? We're at least doing our job first. Like, by far the best controversy for a horror movie
Yeah.
in the last 20 years. My favorite by far.
And Cerebral Paul said Halloween Ends is more about the lasting effects Michael had on Haddonfield and Laurie herself over 40 years.
Yeah, that is true. Unfortunately, I wish I'd focus more on just Michael, but I can't really complain too much. I think only like 5 people he killed in the first one too, so he's only on screen for a total of like less than 30 minutes, I think, in the original 1978. So anyone claiming that he's not in the movie that much, well, he's in the movie, the original, less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Can't remember exactly off the top of my head how many it is, but it's like 20.
Not a lot.
26 or something minutes. It's not even 30 minutes.
Did you see what Milfan just put in the chat? He just saw the thumbnail. That's what we talked
conversation about that.
Yeah, that was the first thing we talked about is how horrible it is.
Beautiful.
Right? So are you gonna screenshot that one, please?
Oh, we gotta do all right, real quick, we're gonna do screenshots for next week. That's great.
So we're at one Carlo 136. Scroll to it, find it.
What can I say?
All the times that we're smiling and laughing and looking like our gorgeous selves, and that's what he finds and picks, puts out there for the whole internet to see.
If you're gonna do something, do it legendary, I suppose. Make it epic, right? Maybe it's more noticeable to the masses that way. They're like, "What's wrong with them?"
Yeah.
Let me see what's wrong with them.
Who are these two weirdos doing a podcast? Where's everyone watching them? Let's see what they're talking about.
Everything, nothing, too much, not enough. It just depends on your point of view. How easily are you offended?
Easily.
I'm going to offend them in.
No, that's when you got to get the new thumbnail. We made better faces this time. Every week we have to get a new face for the thumbnail.
Yeah, we're just gonna start doing the worst faces for it, and it's got to be a new one every week. You got to make them interesting. Got to expand the legacy, man. Got to expand the legacy.
I need to get some AI program to make a little drawing of us. Then we can just have a little cartoon of us. Iconic. That's one word to use. Okay. Not what I would have picked, but we'll go with it.
I think the best line I ever heard was believe it or not, it's a Kanye West line, and it's I have a dope life and I do dope shit. I have a dope life and I do iconic shit.
Yes. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, you have to go look at what the little thumbnail is for today with both of our faces and what our expressions are. Right. What are you talking about? Perfection was when Death Stealer just did the Ghostface voice. I don't know what you mean. We do need to change it.
I mean, if they're not keeping any of the characters anymore, any of the survivors at this point, and making them the killers, I think they should change the voice.
True.
I feel like we should. I mean, it just makes sense at this point. Although, can we talk about the I Know What You Did Last Summer remake movie, TV show, whatever the hell this thing is, with Jennifer Love Hewitt popping up on the scene? Anyone else, like, why are we still doing this series? Haven't we done this a couple of times? Didn't we stop doing this?
Okay,
Didn't they do a show and the show didn't do great?
well,
Like,
see, like I thought Sarah Michelle Gellar was back because I thought I saw an interview or I heard something about her, but I guess she's not because she died in the first one or one of them. I don't know because again, I saw it when it came out. Do I remember what happened? No, I don't. But like, did Freddie Prinze Jr. So he lived and Jennifer Love Hewitt? They both lived throughout the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah. They lived through the first. Okay, hold on. I'm thinking
Did
how many they're in. The first one's the original with Ryan Philippe and Sarah Michelle Gellar in it as well. The second one's the one where they go to the island because they win a trip by answering the question wrong. Um, the third one is nothing to do with any of the other two, and it's a landlocked. It takes place in a landlocked state. So yeah, they're still yeah. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt's characters are still alive.
okay, so if you did not see the movie and it gets spoiled for you right now, it's on you because how long ago did the movie come out? Ages ago.
Over 20
Wasn't
years
wasn't
ago.
the whole thing that they thought they killed the guy, but they really didn't kill the guy? It wasn't them. Wouldn't the fisherman kill the guy?
Yeah,
Did they find out why he killed him?
because he's just I, you
He's just a
know,
killer? Like
he's just a shitty person. Like that. Honestly, that was kind of confusing. They started in the first one. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. Both these bitches have three names. Go figure. All right, I'm not calling them their three names. I'm not using the government names at this point anymore. It would now be Sarah and Jen. All right, Sarah and Jen go to the house to talk to dude's family, and the conversation kind of seems a little shady. And then in the second one, when they talk about the guy again, it's kind of led to that he's kind of a shitty human being, but they never really come out and say it, I don't think. I could be
it,
wrong,
it
but I
was a
don't think
car
they really
accident,
do.
but like I said, didn't they really not kill the guy in the car
Yeah,
accident?
no, they accidentally hit him and then dumped him into the water.
Yeah, but they didn't kill him, right?
No,
Wasn't Yeah,
no.
that's what we found. So I don't understand how there's like how are you making more of these? You don't like I don't really get how this is still going on.
Well, like Paul said, it's supposed to be kind of like a reboot, sequel type thing because I don't know how much of a reboot it's really going to be. Because Sarah Michelle Gellar's, first of all, there's obviously we're not deviating from the original first movie apparently because in the trailer it just pretty much lays out the entire first movie and it's like, oh, we accidentally hit someone, oh no, we're getting vague threats, oh no. And then at the end of the trailer, Jennifer Love Jen's character rolls up and is like, I just have one question for you, what did you do last summer?
Ah. You
That's about the
you
only thing that is rebooted.
you need to like yourself need to reboot all these movies. I want to see you acting in all these movies.
I could be amazing. Not even gonna lie, it would be amazing. Because I have respect for some things, though. I and I know what you did last summer. Listen, the third one should have killed the entire series. They went so far off script with that one. That was the nail in the coffin. And then the TV show I heard wasn't great. I have questioned why you were trying to turn a movie that was like too long at an hour and a half into a full series. Don't get me wrong, I like the first two. I could tolerate them. But after a little while, you're like, this could have been a 60-minute movie. I wouldn't have been mad if it had been 45 minutes. We could have wrapped
For
this
short.
whole thing up in 45 minutes and like just
But see,
get it going.
this is why Hollywood isn't doing good and not as many people go to see movies
Hmm.
because they're just kill franchise. Not everything has to be a franchise. Movies can be one movie. Maybe they could be two movies. Not everything needs to be a franchise. Not
Even if
everything
we're
needs to
looking at
be
the
rebooted. You can't come up with new ideas or you can't come up with I'm going to reimagine this series that I'm going to take inspiration from it, but I'm not going to reboot it because I'm going to take this premise but kind of change it around a little bit and make it my own. There's so many things you could do, but they just keep recycling things, and that's why people don't want to go to the movies because people will pay the money if it's something good.
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, they keep doing it though. I mean, they've
Yeah,
been doing it. And it always impresses me when they take the name of something and slap it on another movie, but it has nothing to do with the actual previous movie with that
yeah.
same name. Why did we keep the name? What was the point of keeping the name if you were going to change the entire basis of the movie? I mean, hell, the first one that comes to my mind, they royally messed that up so fucking bad. It doesn't even resemble the source material to an extent anymore. I Am Legend. I Am Legend was a story. It's a book. Obviously, we've discussed before when it comes to transferring a book into a movie, it
Mhm.
doesn't always pan out and you do have to cut certain things out. However, you miss the entire point of the story. He's the fucking legend. Him. Not the monsters. He's the monster. Like, we missed that whole thing. Vincent Price's Last Man on Earth, I think is what it, yeah. Vincent Price's Last Man on Earth did a better job of trying to stick closer to the source material than I Am Legend. Why didn't we just change the name? You could have just changed the name. It wouldn't have been a problem. I mean, The Day the Earth Stood Still. That little kid in that movie that's supposed to sway the whole story of why the aliens aren't going to destroy the Earth. Did anyone else want to strangle that fucking kid? Because the whole time I watched it, all I kept thinking is, man, fuck that kid. I would slap the shit out of him. He's annoying as hell. How is he supposed to be the savior of the planet when, oh my God, as a human being, you change the story when you change certain things. And I don't know why we keep the name. I genuinely don't know why we keep the name.
And that's exactly the why people get mad because then they have a franchise that they like and then it gets ruined by these just random movies that they put in there that don't fit. I don't know.
Uh,
But it feels like everything's getting rebooted this summer.
Everything has been. We're
Yeah.
getting another Jurassic World or Jurassic Park or whatever the fuck it is now. Jurassic
Okay.
something.
I watched the like the first new one that came out and I still can't get over the fact that whoever did the costuming, who was the lady with the red hair? Bryce
Oh,
Dallas Howard,
yeah.
another three namer. Um, she's running around through the forest in high heels. Why? Why? Not like she didn't say that. She didn't say to the people like I would be barefoot before I'd be running around in heels. Like no, you put my
Actually,
character in some sneakers. Like after the fact, she said, "Oh, it was a mistake." But how did she not know that when she was filming it? How did nobody associated? That's all I think about when I think of that movie is her running around in heels. It's just no, it's not happening.
she actually did that herself. She messed up. They wanted her
It was her
to be
fault.
barefoot, I think it was later on in the movie, or wearing tennis shoes or something. And she insisted that her character would not stop to change her shoes, and she would insist on not having barefoot while running through the woods or whatever, which I can kind of see at some point, but like, as someone who's worn high heels, if I'm literally running for my life, yeah, I don't care if I cut my
Yeah.
foot wide the hell. I don't care if I cut off a toe.
And you're
I'll
not,
charge it to the game.
if you're running for your life in heels, you're gonna like trip and twist your ankle or something. I mean, it's
Shin
just you're
splints. You
not
get
gonna
shin
do it.
splints, and you can get, uh,
It's just not practical.
yeah, no, it's extremely painful. You can get all kinds of issues from running in heels that aren't good. You can get, um,
They could have made her like break the heels off her shoes so they turn into flats or something.
there was a movie that did that one time. I can't remember. As soon as you said that, I was like, "That's actually in a movie."
Yeah.
They're in the middle of trying to run from something, and yeah, she takes her shoes off and like wedges it into the wall and snaps the heel off, puts her foot back, puts it back on, and then takes the other one, does the same
Yeah.
thing, and she uses the heel then as something to stab with when it gets hoofed. I'll have to remember what movie that is later, but yeah, Cloverfield. That's another one. Cloverfield. They've had what, three of those movies, and two of them really didn't tie in very well to the original Cloverfield. The one, Paradox, I think is right. Cloverfield Paradox. It's the one on the spaceship. I did not see how that one tied into anything in any way, and not to mention that was really, really boring. I mean, I could have watched paint dry and been more entertained, but that's just me. I didn't find it fascinating to have an arm walking across the thing is a reason to continue watching the movie. But yeah,
I never saw Cloverfield. I don't even know what it's about.
lucky you. Don't. If
Don't add it to my list.
anyone says, "Oh, you should watch it," they're lying. Just look at me and say, "I know you're lying." It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
No, I have my whole list of movies I have to see, but that's not on there.
Event Horizon. Go watch Event Horizon.
Like I said, I don't even know what it's about. Whatever.
I'd rather go watch Doom again.
Would you rather watch the spaceship Cloverfield or any of the paranormal activities? Think
False. I'll
about
take
this.
a poker to the eye. False. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Cloverfield. I found them. The first one wasn't the worst, but the other ones I just found them. It's not what I was hoping for. I was expecting more of the creatures from the sewer from the first one, and the giant creature that was walking across town in, Godzilla in New York. That's what I was expecting. If they had given me more of that, I would have been like, okay, cool. But I didn't get that. I basically got Signs on steroids. Hey, I feel like that's a good comparison. It was Signs on steroids. A little less seeing of the aliens, though. Yeah. Yeah.
In general, Cerebral Paul says, in general, I'm not a found footage fan. So no Blair Witch Project for you?
It depends on the found footage film. There's a lot of them I don't care for. A lot of them aren't done well, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of them are exactly what they're supposed to be. They are cheaply made, quickly made, with as little a budget and with as little time as needed.
Well, I feel like too, if you don't watch that opening day, it's not right. If you don't watch it opening day, it gets ruined for you.
Yeah, yeah, true. I mean, the last one, and honestly, and I don't know. I feel like you and I have had this conversation before. The only reason Blair Witch was as iconic as it was when it came out all those years ago was because they played it up.
Mm-hmm.
The creators of the movie, the directors of the movie, the writers, they all lied and put misinformation out before the movie was released. So people thought it was real. Kind of like how back in the day people thought Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a real movie. Or not a real movie, but it was a real found footage film. I don't know how they thought the found footage from the beginning and the end of the movie were real found footage. But I feel like Blair Witch did really well just because of that reason alone. And the other movies basically played off of that hype. The only one that wasn't able to pull off that was Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows. In my opinion, that's the best Blair Witch movie. That's my opinion. I don't care.
I think I just saw the first one. I don't think I ever saw the second.
Technically, if you sat through the first one, you do yourself a favor and sit through the second one, because at least that one's it's more entertaining in my opinion. They know, well, it's shot like a movie. The characters in their reality, the Blair Witch movie is also a movie, but it's a real thing. So they're
Okay.
going to look for it. And
Okay.
stupidity follows. It's good.
They built a movie theater near me when I was in high school, so all my friends worked there. So I got to go see a bunch of movies for free for like a year or two. So that's how I saw Blair Witch. I got it for free. We used to get to bring Tupperware, so we would get free popcorn. And if you brought like a big thermos, you'd get free ices. So I'd get free popcorn, free icy, free movies. It was great.
Oh, that's funny. Skyline. I don't know what Skyline is. I don't think I've watched Skyline.
Well, no, I don't know.
And what is Mill talking about? What did Fred do
Oh my
earlier?
god. Oh my god. So disgusting. You have no idea. So disgusting. So, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, first of all, they're doing 2-night sleep streams at Perry's store.
Okay.
So last night, Perry, Fred, and Frank slept at the store, and tonight, Perry and Anthony are sleeping there. So Fred says, I open up some Oreos, and he goes, "Oh, have you ever put spray cheese on an Oreo?" I go, "Why would I do that? It's disgusting." And he goes, "Oh, well, my uncle told me it tastes like cheesecake." And he's talking about like the yellow can of like spray cheese. Because my uncle told me it tastes like cheesecake. I go, "Well, your uncle's full of shit. There's no way it tastes like cheesecake. That is disgusting." Okay.
No.
So we went because I had to get some snacks to prepare. So of course he gets the can of cheese. Dude, he put the cheese on the Oreo and he ate it. He ate it. I know Fred ate one. I don't know who else ate it. There's no way in hell I was eating it. Disgusting. They said it wasn't horrible, and I was like, "Well, I don't believe any of you. I don't believe that's not horrible." So today was their 12th anniversary stream. So somebody donated money. So Fred put spray cheese on the Oreos, and stuck them on his head like little horns. And then they had green Minecraft milk that they poured on his head. Well, only one of the Oreo was washed off, so the other Oreo was still stuck to his head with the cheese that had the green Minecraft milk, and then he ate it. Dude, and then he ate it. Disgusting. I've been telling for 2 days now how gross they are. Absolutely disgusting.
That's nasty. Listen.
I know, that's like one of the grossest things that he's done. That I was like dry heaving watching it. I'm like, I cannot believe you did that. And I still can't believe they all are trying to convince me that Cheese Whiz on an Oreo is not horrible. I don't believe him for 1 second. How can that not just be disgusting?
I know they're lying. I love cheese, and I know they're lying. That's not right. Now, if you had said cream cheese, I'd be like,
cream cheese on an Oreo? Hell yeah, I'd try that.
We could try that, because that is how you make cheesecake.
Yeah, but
put cheddar cheese.
Yellow spray cheese.
That's not even cheese. That's just processed crap. It's like with cheese flavor. Like,
He stuck it to his head and they poured the milk and it didn't come off. One of them did, the other one stayed on. But yes, so he ate he had the spray cheese Oreo milk concoction that he ate and it was gross. And he didn't throw up somehow.
that's nasty. I do have a question about the Minecraft milk though. Does the Minecraft milk is that taste like the Star Wars milk from Star
My,
Wars Land
Minecraft
area?
milk, disappointingly, was just regular milk that's green.
Oh,
Disappointingly,
that's a
yeah.
bummer.
Because I was like, is it mint or something? Nope. They said that it was like the label just said it was regular milk.
That's see, at least the Star Wars milk drinks have the decency of not being milk flavored.
Yeah.
It's just the name. I don't know what they taste like because I wasn't allowed to drink them, but I know they don't taste like milk because they have an ingredient list. That's how I know I wasn't allowed to drink it.
They did. They uploaded it in a separate video because, yeah, Frank sent it to me to make sure that I saw it.
Listen, you can try cream cheese on a lot of different foods. Believe it or not, cream cheese works with a lot of. Some cheeses work with a lot of different things. It is what it is. Cream cheese is one of those rarities that you can actually use with desserts and with savory food.
Okay, I'm not putting cream cheese on a Philly cheesesteak, but if like you're torturing me and the choice is eat spray cheese on an Oreo or cream cheese on a Philly cheesesteak, I'm going with the cream cheese Philly cheesesteak combo. That has to be the less offensive of the two.
I'd probably try cream cheese on a lot of different things because I do like cream cheese. And last time I said I wouldn't like something with cream cheese, it's one of my favorite snacks now, and that is pretzels with cream cheese. Pretzels and cream cheese is amazing. Try it. You'll thank me. I promise. It's better than pretzels and chocolate. It's better than chocolate
Oh,
with pretzels, I swear.
I'll take
Hell,
your
you know
word
what?
for it.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I might try chocolate dip pretzels with cream cheese. Bet you it's amazing.
Yeah. So
But
Sir X-Man super chat us $2. So thank you for the super chat, but I don't think we're as old as you think we are because he said, "Come on, Laverne and Shirley, Milk and Pepsi, remember." I do not remember Laverne and Shirley because I'm not old enough. I mean, I know who they are, but
mhm.
I don't think I've ever watched them.
I have watched Laverne and Shirley.
Do you remember the Milk and Pepsi then? And I'm older than you.
I remember Milk and Pepsi from older people around me
Okay.
drinking it, but they also used to drink, I think it was rum and milk. It was something else that
Is
people would drink a mixture, or I
wait,
don't know if it was
people
rum or whiskey, but it was something, it was a liquor with milk. And as an adult,
White
like,
Russian.
no, no, it was just straight, just whole milk, nothing else. No, no, nothing. Just I think I want to say it was whiskey. I could
So
be wrong.
you're telling me that people just put milk and Pepsi together and drink it? That was just a thing that people did?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it didn't like curdle up or anything?
I wouldn't drink it if you paid me to, so I don't know.
Okay,
But
Wikipedia says pilk, Pilk. Pilk is a dirty soda made by combining Pepsi and milk.
yep. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's still popular in one of the northern states. Or maybe it's Midwest. I'm not sure. But it's popular in one state. It's
Okay,
like a state drink or some shit.
so and I forgot all about this. Egg creams. There used to be egg cream soda,
Mhm.
which is milk, carbonated water, and
An egg, yeah.
syrup, chocolate or vanilla syrup.
Hmm.
So I guess this is like a poor man's egg cream? I don't know.
People will drink a lot of things. As long as you put a name to it,
Milk.
they'll drink just about anything.
I don't know. It just seems. Why would I want to mix my milk with things? It just seems kind of gross. I don't know.
Explain to me why people drink gin and tonic. I feel like that is just so bitter.
Okay, so
Oh,
so
dinner.
Cerebral Paul has a good point, an ice cream float basically, although ice cream is thicker than milk. But I guess it is the same concept. I didn't think about it like that. That is smart. And Sir X-Men said Milk and Pepsi is a favorite and in Milwaukee because that's where they shot Laverne and Shirley. Huh.
Yeah, see, okay. I knew
So
there was a state that liked it.
I've never seen Laverne and Shirley, but I did have this. I don't know what year this is possible. I did have a sweater that had my initial on it, and my dad called me Laverne and Shirley, right? Because is that what they used to wear?
Mm.
They had their initial, and like I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess the late '90s it came back, and that's what everyone did. And then my dad was making fun of me.
No, that's too funny. I dressed like a highlighter for the most part in the 90s. It was the thing. In fact, Tiny Giant asked me the other day, uh, she's like, this brat. She's like, oh, we've got to do an antique clothing. And I was like, okay. And she's like, how'd you guys dress in the 80s?
Antique clothing, the
Excuse me,
'80s.
Satan, what'd you say? Come again? Yeah, no, she was, she said it with her whole chest. She meant it. She's like,
Oh God.
making the,
Neon and side ponies. That's all you need to know. Leg warmers.
I felt like saying something, but I kept myself quiet, just told her neon colors and nothing really has to match. Pick a
Yeah.
pattern, two different patterns. And there's like two different patterns. And the higher your hair, the closer to Jesus. So
That's what I was gonna say.
get on
Bangs.
that.
You need bangs. You need really high hair with the whole bottle of what's it called? Hairspray on it.
Aquanet.
Yeah.
Aquanet. That stuff is a godsend. Even to this day, that stuff, that formula hasn't changed. You ever need helmet hair? Aquanet's your friend. Kid.
Parachute pants. Yep. MC Hammer pants.
Good stuff. Good times.
Antique clothing.
Kids. Breath. And the worst part was though, watching it, I'm positive these younger kids have no idea what a theme is and how to participate in a themed activity because the skill's just not there. It's just not there. For instance, for the 80s one, a lot of them looked like millennial rejects. Like, you guys are a bit off on your time period. I understand you think the clothes are very similar, but your color palettes are wrong. But then they had a fast food mascot.
Wait, that was their theme. Was fast food mascot.
They did another round that was fast food mascot
Okay.
theme. They had to dress up as fast food mascots, right? Now we had Wendy's, we have Ronalda McDonald, Regina McDonald, whatever, and then that was pretty much it. But I think my favorite part was we had a fairy, and I was like, "What fast food joint has a fairy?" But that stupid meme just kept playing in the back of my head, and she was a fairy. Why
Which
is there a fairy? I don't know. But the worst part was one of these little shits put in the chat and was like, oh my God, who picked the McDonald's clown? That's so funny.
he has a
I'm sorry,
name.
you uncultured swine. That is Ronald McDonald.
How
Mind
do you
yourself.
how do you not know that? Oh my gosh.
They don't know shit. They don't know nothing. They don't know. They don't.
You know,
I blame the parents.
I was reading something the other day that said that this current generation and I don't know if they said it was if they thought it had to do with when we got computers. I don't remember everyone's theory was, but like when we were younger, we right. I may not have watched Laverne and Shirley, but I know who they are.
Mhm.
Right. I've watched I Love Lucy. We've listened to music from the 60s. We consumed media from the decades before us.
Mhm.
Whereas now they don't know anything that came before them. They only consume media from now. So they have no clue what happened even 10, 20 years ago. They have no concept. Like I said, even if you're not watching it all the time to at least know that it exists, they don't know.
Yeah, I've had real rude moments where I've said things and these kids look at me, what are you talking about? Like, okay, bye Felicia. We have been saying bye Felicia for
Yep.
way too long, but everybody, the older folks, we all know where it came from. We know exactly where it came from. There's not a doubt in our mind. And it is not just something to say. It's like, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Get out of my face. Bye, Felicia. Friday. It's from Friday. These kids, these same kids, don't know where Bye Felicia comes from. Want to sit there and talk about what you guys don't know what skibbity rebop boobop toilet is. You don't know either, homie. You don't know either.
Big toilet's a made up thing. Like there is no lore behind it.
I had a conversation with a teenager the other day about Riz. You don't know what Riz is? It's like, bitch, you mean charisma? You mean charisma? Yeah, I know what Riz is. Don't think you're special because you shortened a word. You didn't do anything special. You did nothing special. Nothing at all. Stop talking. Again, half the stuff that comes up, they don't even know what it means, though. Why are you saying things we don't? I remember at one point, I think my mom was like, listen, if you can't spell it, you can't say it. It's that simple. If you cannot spell it, you can't say it because you don't know what it means. I feel like we need to bring that back. You can't spell it, you can't say it. And there's spell check nowadays, so there's no reason you shouldn't be able to spell it.
I was gonna say if that's the rule, I can't say anything because I can't spell for my life.
I mean, got the basic point down, though. Got the basic idea. I'm sure we've all had those moments where we're getting ready to text or type something out. We can't figure out, and the spell check is not helping with the word. So we changed the entire sentence based on that one word we couldn't spell.
Yep.
Been there, but you're still not using the word technically. So I mean, you're still following the rule. It's a fair, it's a win-win situation. Just saying. I blame the parents.
Yeah. Antique clothing.
Okay, boomers. I've also noticed too, though, I've read a couple of articles that claim anyone younger than the boomer generation is a millennial. I saw an article where they literally included 18 to 20 something year olds as a millennial, and I was like, millennial who? How? Why? You weren't even born back then. What are you talking about?
But where's like Gen X and stuff? Because
Apparently they don't exist anymore. It's just millennials, and we're
I'm
putting everyone into the millennial
I'm
category.
on the cusp of Gen X and millennial because so we're Zennials is our little hyper group because they say the Zennials is like 81, 82, 83,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's like a few years right there. So
Yeah.
I'm a proud Zennial. So even though I grew up in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
I only remember so much about the 80s because I was a little kid. Um, but then 90s, hell yeah. 90s where it's at, man.
I just find it entertaining that just about any time an older generation isn't happy with what a younger generation is doing, it automatically, it's the millennials' fault.
Yeah.
It's the I wonder how long it's going to be before millennials stop taking the blame for everything
And
because they're getting old at this point. Like, are they going to be senior citizens hanging out with whatever generation going, these damn millennials don't know nothing? Like that's a baby. They're not even close to the millennium. Not
But
even
see,
close.
but see, too, every generation, like, you don't like what they do and you just blame them. Like, oh, they're always on their phones. They're always on the computer. They're always doing this.
So is millennials though.
But you know what? That's what people said when, like, newspapers came out and radios came out and TVs came out, right? Like, every invention ever, that's what they say. Like, oh, they're spending so much time on this. And
I feel like phones have made people dumber though. The
yes.
overflow of information is, oh, it's just not helping. It's just like
Well, you know,
I can't remember who it was, but somebody said something along the lines of like, we have the most knowledge at our fingertips out of all of the previous generations. Okay, we have the most knowledge on our fingertips, but we are the dumbest out of all the other out of all the other
see, like,
eras.
I like being able to look things up. I love knowing things, and I look things up. I'm constantly Googling things. I want to know everything, right? I think the difference is that now you don't have to remember anything because you know how to do it. Oh, well, I'm just going to Google it. I'm going to watch a video. I'm going to find the answer. Whereas we had to remember things, we had to figure things out on our own, right? We had to think about it. You don't have to think about anything these days. You just Google it and it's right there. I think to me that's the key difference is you're not required to think about things.
That is
That's what the
true.
biggest disservice is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, there's been multiple occasions where I'm doing stuff and people are like, "Oh, you should Google it." It's like I don't need to Google it, but okay, thanks for your unwarranted opinion. If I wanted to Google it, I'd already Google it. I mean, personally, I don't want to have to continue going back and forth to do something. I'd rather figure it out and never have to watch a video again, you
Yeah.
know? It's kind of like putting together a dresser. I do not want to sit through a 2 hour long video to put together an IKEA dresser. I will take my Swedish, no worded directions and figure it out. Thank you very much. And I have put together many pieces of furniture since then. Don't have any problems. I mean, never animatronics. I've put together so many animatronics and take them apart. It takes me seconds to get a big one together, it's seconds to take it apart. I don't read directions anymore because I've done it enough. But I've had people that I'm helping or having help me, and they're like, oh, if we just look it up on YouTube, get away from me. Get away from me. Go away. I don't need your help anymore. I'd rather do it myself. And if you need, we have problems.
Yeah.
Nobody tries to do problem solving skills aren't as common and popular as they used to be. Everyone insists on trying to get it as close to professional as they can get, but they don't understand a lot of these videos are not how to do something to make it last forever. I've watched videos on how to fix a leak in plumbing at your house, and I'm horrified at some of the ideas people have on how to fix a leak under their sink. Horrified. Oh my God. Not only is that going to not work in the long run, and it's not even going to last a year, when it does break, not if, but when it does break, they're going to have to now rip out like $200 worth of
Yeah.
plumbing because they
Oh,
saw someone that said, oh, use rubber cement. Like, no.
that's our like virtual cane pulling us off the stage. Again, it's at different times. Every time it happens, it's a different time.
We get it. We do. What can I say?
30 anyways.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Tired of work. I told him the other day, I said, it's not even that things are like bad or going bad. I
Hmm.
just don't want to work. That's really what it is. I just don't want to go to work. But I have to.
I'm tired of adulting.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of having to do anything in general.
Tired of responsibility. That's why my dream is to have the dude, because then I don't want responsibility. I text the dude, and he has a responsibility to take care of it. But until that time, gotta get up early for work.
All right, then. Well, with that being said, we should probably get going now that I've complained enough about a lot of things. Told you I was on my haterade today. Thought I was kidding, didn't you?
All right, everyone, go back. Make sure to look at the thumbnail. Our lovely thumbnail, please.
Oh, wait. We got to do our thumbnail for next week. Are you ready?
Okay, so let's hope he finds that right at the end.
And we're going to go. Oh, goodness gracious. But we'll be back next week with something entertaining, I'm sure. More for me to complain about because people are stupid.
That's what we do best.
But with that being said, I'm Death Dealer. Go the other way.
Then I don't have anything on my shirt, but I'm Pink Piggles.
And we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.